dear friends, today I will forward to you information on a very sad topic, but still I think it's better to know what is going on, and it is all about the autopsies. The story outlined here is quite far away from the truth. They are not paying crazy money, the government I mean, for all these autopsies, which are basically ugly butchering so that they can gather forensic material and catch a criminal and punish him and make it safe for us to live in this society. Of course not. I mean, they are inviting the criminals. Police doesn't even answer many calls anymore. The motives for the ugly butchering are actually ritualistic. Guess whom do they worship? After all, if they had any noble intentions, they wouldn't pay crazy money to the medical mafia to bribe them to do the butchering and shut up. They would give this money to the people while they're alive, if it was all done with caring for the people in mind. And let me credit the source of most of the information in this video. It is Otec Mihail, and this is the original material. The title he gave is Ministry of Ritual Sacrifice. Because Otec Mihail lives in Russia, he started investigating with the decrees of the Ministry of so-called Healthcare on the topic of autopsies. So altogether, in the entire history of the Soviet Union and the current democracy, there would be a dozen of them or so, and all of them are exactly on the dates when Orthodox Christianity has Day of the Forefathers or something along that lines. This is one of the original decrees from 20th of June 1959. It is exactly on the Orthodox festival of honoring the forefathers. Interestingly enough, this Orthodox festival is always celebrated on Saturday, so we know that it was Saturday, and that was a day off for the ministry. But yeah, it was more important for them to begin the rituals properly from their point of view. The days for the decrees were quite carefully selected because when you do the numerology into which that type of people are, this is the number which you get as a result. Actually, two of these dozen of dates of the decrees were not exactly on the forefathers' day, but one was before and one was after, only one day before or after. And that is quite possible because when these calendars, they're bound to celestial conjunction, and sometimes an event, celestial event, may occur during the night, and part of it will be on one date and the other part on the next date. So that's why it is absolutely normal to sometimes have two dates for one celestial event. At least in Russia, in the medical circles, for the dead bodies, they use a very derogatory, insulting, hate term taken from an ancient language of a cursed tribe, indicating that the race which is being butchered in the ritual is a low-class animal. And no, there is no thorough examination as they promised. They just cut with these huge saws, take all the organs out and the brain, and probably the only careful examination is in which pile to put the different organs so that the customers are satisfied. Some of them want them for cosmetic procedures, others for collecting DNA material for bioweapons, for example, those targeting particular races and nations. Yet the other parts of the well-organized chain, they want really fresh organs for transplanting, And whatever organs are not included in the wish menu of the paying customers for the day, they are put in a separate bucket, like for cremation, because then you get these precious ashes, probably the most potent substance in black magic. A member of that crowd also was kind enough to inform us where do they use it, or at least one of the places they use it, this powder in the sausages. And if you are already thinking, okay, I've heard enough, I'm gonna write my will that I do not consent to autopsy. Well, the setup is complete. They have these laws with lists of exceptions, which, when present, will make such will null and invalid. Those exceptions basically cover everything, so there is no chance. I didn't even bother checking if the laws are exactly like this in all countries around the globe. But I think there is not much point in doing so, because they don't follow any noble law. The only good news for the predominantly Western audience of my channel is that actually the autopsies rate vary, at least the official statistic, which of course might be total hoax. But if they're true, the rate of autopsies in the West would be usually around 5%, while in Russia is 55 to 95, depending on the region. They know that in that region will be the highest concentration of souls who will not bend down for Satanism, and that's why they target that place more than anywhere else. Originally, the human race is a race of light, and the human body is temple of the Lord, not only in Bible flowery language, also in pretty much all ancient traditions. They knew about the connection between the dead body and the soul. General modern men are not educated into the intricacies of that mystical connection, but the parasites are well aware of this, and that's why this is such an opportunity in their sick minds to seize the body when it is relatively defenseless, when the soul has left it. Then it's an easy prey for them. It is not by chance that ancient people across the globe, they were very respectful to their forefathers. They would never do anything to their bodies. And quite often, when they saw that they will die encircled by enemies all around, pretty much in the situation we are now, they would make sure the enemy would not find their body. That was very important for them, because they knew that the enemy gets hold of the body, they may vandalize it, and that may affect the onward journey of the soul.